Ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. Ryan Garcia now says he may never, ever make 135 pounds. Convenient when Devin Haney racked up all the belts like a pool table, rack them up. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video. Roll the clip. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel SLC. Subscribe, like, and comment so I can continue to hit y'all over the head with the latest and greatest, all things boxing. Yeah, no. Now, I seen the play a mile away. Ryan Garcia is definitely playing a game, at least to me. And I'm going to further explain. Now, all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia, he has this one Fortuna fight that's scheduled to be at 140 pounds. No biggie. Both guys made weight, so we have ourselves a fight. But ironically enough, you guys heard the clip at the beginning. DAZN Boxing, they have an interview with Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia is saying, you know what? Now that the dust has settled, it's fight week for Fortuna, I may never ever go back down to 135-pound lightweight again, because 140 is cool. You know, I enjoy it. I can make it easier. Now, this is sad. This is sad, and I'm going to explain to you why. For the big reason, I could see the play that they're trying to push with Ryan Garcia. He got the Instagram fame and the Abercrombie Fitch fans, or whatever, Von Dutch, whatever look, whatever they're going for, teeny bopper, cool. I don't really have a problem with that. Get your money, get your endorsements, and whatnot. But now Ryan Garcia is really kind of parading, and he's like blurring the lines of what a fighter should be. What do I mean by this? Ryan Garcia has talked incessantly about fights. Oh, Esap Pitbull Cruz is ducking me. Gervonta Davis, you know, I'll fight Devin Haney. When Devin Haney fought against Jorge Linares, Devin Haney, there was like 10 seconds where he got caught with the shot and everyone made a big deal because he looked a little bit hurt or whatever, wobbled. And Ryan Garcia took to his social media and said, sorry, Dev, if that was me, I would have KO'd you. But it wasn't you, because you chose not to fight Devin Haney, right? More recently, Devin Haney, this you got to respect it, bro. And I'm not saying this on no Bay Area bias, because y'all know I rep the Bay. But Devin Haney did what you would expect from a class boxer, a consummate professional. Devin Haney took the test and agreed to a situation that really wasn't in his favor. And let me say this, Devin Haney versus Kambosos, in real time, low key, Devin Haney was really the A side, right? What do I mean by this? Devin Haney made more money in his career than George Kambosos. Devin Haney was the more celebrated and talked about. We knew about Devin Haney way back in the amateurs. And, you know, this is no shade to George Kambosos. He seems like a nice enough guy. But Kambosos Jr., when he was fighting Mickey Bay and stuff, people weren't really checking for him. When he was fighting Lee Selby and stuff like that, he wasn't really on the scene like that. He was kind of a, you know, a foreign fighter that hadn't really made no noise. People gave him, rightfully so, the respect when he beat Teofimo Lopez. So that was his kind of Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak coming of age at that particular fight. Fair play. You know, this was your introduction, you know, where you crashed the party and announced yourself. I have no problem with that. Andy Ruiz Jr., you know, I watched Andy Ruiz way back when he was with Top Rank, but his coming out party, pause, was the Joshua fight. So sometimes that's how it happens in boxing. You don't know about Buster Douglas or Andy Ruiz Jr. or George Kambosos Jr. until they fight a named guy and, you know, stop that person's motion. So outside of George Kambosos having all the belts except for the WBC, you know, we know the Undisputed situation, Devin Haney was really the A side. But Devin Haney played the game like you're supposed to and played the role of the B side, even though he made, bro, if Devin Haney woke up with George Kambosos' bank account, he would probably scream and call the bank immediately like, yo, what happened? We know Devin Haney's been eating for a long time, right? For a long time. Again, let me be clear. This is not a George Kambosos attack or, whatever. I'm just talking boxing. Kambosos was only considered the A side because he had the hardware. And in boxing, people, we respect belts when you come in, go in someone's backyard like he did with Teofimo and beat him. But that's literally the only thing that made him the A side, not his bank account or his ability to sell and, his tenure or seniority in the division, and none of that. No one was even checking for him until the Teofimo fight. Let's be transparent, right? So back to Devin Haney. Devin Haney's been a model citizen, the gold standard. And you see the games that Ryan Garcia and others are playing with Devin Haney. Ryan Garcia, Bob Arum, and Teofimo, at a point in time, let's say a few fights back, a couple Devin Haney fights ago, what they used against this black fighter from America was, oh, you need to fight somebody. I don't really know your opponents. Fight. I don't know who Santiago is on the KSI Logan Paul card where Devin Haney got over $1 million for that fight. I don't know him. So step up your resume. Even though these guys at the time they were saying it didn't really have a great resume themselves, like Ryan Garcia and Teofimo, because Teofimo was talking like this probably before he beat Lomachenko, right? But he was riding off of Nakatani and Komei, and old media has told you that those guys are the celebrated B-side opponents, so you deserve a lot of credit for beating him. But then when you see PBC fighters like Gervonta Davis or other fighters, and then they beat certain quality like when Tank Davis beats Isaac Pitbull Cruz, old media tells you that, oh, guess what? That's not a great win. Knowing that Isaac Pitbull Cruz is dangerous, see the Gamboa fight, right? So back to it. They told Devin Haney that he needed to fight someone top 10. He said, sure, no problem. And he fought Jorge Linares, former champion who sat down Luke Campbell and also dropped your boy Vasyl Lomachenko. He passed the test with flying colors. I'm not going to keep bringing up the little 10-second BS in the 10th round. Who cares? He dominated the man. And I ain't really seen Linares since, to be honest. So Devin Haney made that look easy work. Then Joseph Jojo Diaz fought Ryan Garcia's opponent, Javier Fortuna, because Ryan Garcia pulled out with anxiety and Jojo Diaz beats him handedly. Devin Haney said, oh, let me fight you. You the WBC eliminator. You took over for Ryan Garcia, respectable win against Fortuna. People said he's the boogeyman. So Ryan was supposed to fight Fortuna July 2021 and he chose not to, right? So Jojo Diaz handled that. And then Ryan was supposed to fight Jojo Diaz. He also pulled out of that fight, stating a hand injury, right? And I got to tell you the chronological order so you guys keep up. If you guys followed and subscribed to my channel, I wouldn't have to go over everything because you guys would already be in the loop. So this is just, there's tons of people that watch my content. I upload a lot of videos, so I got to catch some people up to speed. Jojo Diaz handled that, beat Fortuna when Ryan Garcia was supposed to, then try to fight Ryan Garcia. He pulled out of that as well. So Ryan anxiety last year. Ryan last year had a hand injury, didn't fight Fortuna or Jojo Diaz. But guess who did? Devin Haney. Devin Haney said off of that, one of his best wins, either that Fortuna win or Tevin Farmer, is Jojo Diaz's best win in his career. Devin Haney said, I'll fight you. And then he beat him, and he didn't look the same. We'll just say it like that. Diaz Jr. looked considerably worse than how he looked versus Fortuna. Fast forward to the future. Same concept. Devin Haney fought George Kambosos Jr. I told you he was under the radar. People weren't really checking for him. And he has this bust out performance, this tour de force performance against Teofimo and drops him in the first round. And it becomes like a celebrity overnight, like Kanye West and Twista and Jamie Foxx, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, Kambosos Jr. is on the map and he got some belts. Devin Haney, off of that great performance, he goes to Australia and he dominates him, makes it look easy. Like I personally have watched Devin Haney spar a couple of times, and his sparring has been more intense than that Kambosos fight. He just stayed behind the jab, educated, and Kambosos had no direction or answers. Fast forward to the future. Now this is the games that they want to play. Ryan Garcia, he's saying that belts don't matter, right? Belts don't matter. I don't need belts. Tank will fight me at 140. How you know that? Tank's the A side. What if he wants to fight at 135? You know, how did Ryan get the pick of the litter? Why is Ryan Garcia now saying that he may never go back to lightweight? I'll tell you, Devin Haney, point blank period, case closed. And it's sad because they told Devin Haney, oh, fight you a name, go fight someone with a name, do this and that. And he does that, exactly what you said you wanted from him. And now all of a sudden the charades come in and the games are now being played. Devin Haney fights someone top 10. He does that. Fights Linares, fights Jojo Diaz, as I mentioned. Then that's not good enough. Then they say, oh, but you're the email champ and all this other garbage. You're the email champ. You got your belt in the Gmail. So he fights Kambosos without his dad for most of his acclimation process in Australia, without his cut man, you know. So members of his team had to be left out and left behind, left in the cold. He's in a foreign country to him, and he was willing to risk it all, deal with bad judging potentially, deal with a biased crowd, 40, 50,000 people. Devin Haney collects all the belts, and then now Ryan Garcia is saying belts don't matter. What a coincidence. And now he's saying he may never come back to the division. Man, get this out of here, bro. This cannot be the state of boxing. We gotta call this out at all costs. Devin Haney, you the truth, bro. I don't have nothing else to say. He gotta be the truth. If he's making people reroute like Waze maps and GPS, then he's doing something right. People say go get a belt. He get a belt, and then now they said, oh, belts don't matter. All lives matter. I mean, this is crazy, bro. They said fight someone top 10. He did that back to back, and then they said, nah, go get a belt. You're an email champ. Then he get all the belts in the division, clearly, with no confusion, no WBC pride champion and all this garbage. He's the legit champion of a whole division with every single belt that matters, and he did it in a hostile environment. And now Ryan Garcia is saying no belt matters and belts don't matter, and I may never come back to the division. Oh my gosh, this is sad, bro. This is sad. We'll see what happens in the Fortuna fight. Let me know what you guys think. We unpack. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.